In other news, the White House says it's fired CDC Director Susan Monarez after just 1 month on the job. But Manarez is speaking out, saying she's become a target for prioritizing public health over politics.
So this all comes as other top health officials have resigned in protest over concerns that the Department of Health and Human Services is weaponizing public health. For more on what this means for our public health and the agency as a whole, we're joined by the In the Know columnist for The Hill, Judy Kurtz. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Our public health, including mine. I'm a little hoarse.
Such is life.
My best.
Such is life. So who is this woman, and why is she being so forceful in saying, I'm not going anywhere?
Yeah, there is a real back and forth going on here. Manarez is a lifelong scientist, been with the CDC a long time, has only been in this role for a month, as you mentioned, confirmed by the Senate just weeks ago. The first Senate-confirmed CDC director, law was passed in 2023, changing it from being a presidential-appointed position to one confirmed by the Senate. She was the second pick by President Trump after his first was not able to receive that confirmation. So number two pick, and now just 1 month into the job, already out.
And her attorney is saying that CDC Director Manarez refused to rubber stamp unscientific, reckless directives and fired dedicated health experts she chose to protect the public, overseeing a political agenda, and that she's been targeted.
Yeah, and there's as I mentioned, a real back and forth going on here. So her attorneys released that statement. The White House pushed back, saying she has been terminated. And then her attorneys responded to the White House saying, actually, no, the president himself has to tell her that she's been terminated. So unclear right now whether that has happened and what her status is.
And so we're not sure of sort of the timeline here of when this decision was made to fire, but we do know it all sort of comes at a time when the CDC is doing a lot of things. They just, rescinded the emergency authorization for the COVID-19 vaccine. Four other CDC officials have also resigned, and one of those is Chief Medical Officer Deborah Howery. This was her resignation letter. For the good of the nation and the world, the science at CDC should never be censored or subject to political pause or interpretation. Vaccines save lives. This is an indisputable, well-established scientific fact. So we are seeing some of the high reps at CDC sort of come into direct confrontation with HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Yeah, and really this flurry of resignations now, all at the same time as the CDC director is apparently fighting for her job, and a lot of pushback against Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a lot of turmoil at the agency. He's made it a point of saying, look, we need to do budget cuts. We need to slash staff here. He called in alphabet soup of departments and agencies at the CDC that he really wants to reform.
And he's taking on vaccines, and he's promising that we'll know ostensibly what causes autism within a couple of weeks. This really is a fight between the scientific community and the data they discover and the politics of the nation. Now, RFK might say otherwise, right? He might say, no, it's based on fact, but we certainly haven't seen that yet. And Judy, can you speak to this point that a lot of these scientists think the CDC shooting was inspired by some of the rhetoric, though the administration denies it?
Yes, as you mentioned, the administration does deny that, but there have been allegations that the heated rhetoric surrounding public health in general and some of the comments made by Kennedy did contribute to that shooting in Atlanta. A lot of turmoil, a lot of chaos, apparently, with these resignations. We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, and look, we don't know if Susan Manarez expected things to go this way, but as you mentioned, she was the first CDC director to have to be Senate confirmed. Let's listen to some of her testimony during those confirmation hearings.
If confirmed, I will focus CDC on 3 top priorities. The first is restoring trust. I will rebuild credibility by making CDC leadership more public-facing and accountable. I will improve data transparency with a focus on protecting patient privacy and security. I will ensure all recommendations are backed by publicly available gold standard science.
So as the day progresses, we'll just sort of see where this all lands, but she has been clear. She's not going anywhere.
Yeah, she has been clear about that, and she was confirmed on a largely party line vote, 51-47. Another confirmation fight could really be another battle.
Yeah, politics and public health policy don't mix all the time, and we're seeing some of that play out in public.
Certainly.
Judy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate it, as always.
Appreciate it.